Hi, today's lesson is about T-charts and tables and how we can use them to make connections between any two representations of a given relationship when we're talking about functions. Well, so we said tables, graphs, rules, and words can be used to show and describe patterns and relationships. Let's look at this example. If we were wondering what would happen to the value of a car over time, if you were to purchase a car, how does the value of the car change over time? Well, that would be a relationship, a connection between time and value. So if we said, okay, well, if time was zero, that means it's a brand new car, it might be worth $32,000. 1 year later, the same car is going to be worth $27,000. So that's quite a drop. And then for every year after that, year 2, year 3, year 4, we can see how the value of the car is consistently dropping. So this is an example where they used a table to compare a pattern to an outcome. This is important for you to know, and I want you to copy it into your math notebook. A function is a relation in which there is one and only one answer, one y value for each input value, an x value. So what that means is for on a table, if I'm saying x is this value and I plug it into our rule, plug it into our expression, what is the outcome going to be? And as long as there's only one-to-one match, it's called a function. A relation is where there's a set of ordered pairs, where there's an x value and there's a y value. Please make sure you copy this into your notebook. Let's look at this example. This is a table that compares distance to rate and time. So we're going to relate distance traveled in terms of d to the rate of travel, which is rate, or what we're more used to calling it is miles per hour, and the time that we spent traveling. So we're doing distance and time, for instance. In 1 hour, we can travel 30 miles. Well, that's not very far. That must be stuck in traffic. And if that were true, then 2 hours would take 60 minutes, 3 hours would take 90 minutes, and so on and so forth. And we can see 4 hours is 120 minutes. So we can see that x, after we plug it into our formula, we're going to end up with d, the distance or the y value. Go ahead and copy this into your notebook as well. Excellent. Well, here we're going ahead and given a variable expression, y is equal to x plus 12, or x plus 12, x plus 11 is our expression. So we want to figure out what is the value of y going to be. We're given some x values, and we want to plug them into our expression to figure out what the value of y will be. So here we go. So -5, oops, must have the wrong tool. -5 plus 11. And when we combine those, we're going to get that it's 6. Okay, so when I put in -5, the answer I get, the output will be 6. Okay, let's plug in or put in our -3 value. So x is now going to be -3 plus 11, and that answer is going to be +8. If I plug in 0 for x and I add 11, then I get 11. And if I plug in 2 for x plus 11, I would now get 13. So we can see our input is -5 and our output is 6. Input is -3, output is 8. Input is 0, output is 11. Input is 2, output is 13. Make sure you have this information copied in your notebook. For our last example for our notebook today, we are given this expression 1/4 x plus 2. And we need to construct our own table and our own values using 3 different values for x to figure out what our y will be. and they left off the area for y. So we'll go ahead and plug that value space in. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and use -4, 0, and +4. And the reason I chose those is because of the denominator. I figure if my whole number is similar to my division number or my ratio number, then I will be able to work it easily. So 1/4, let's plug it in. 1/4, where the x's, we're going to substitute this value, -4 plus 2. Well, 4 and -4 cancel to be -1. So 1 times -1 is -1 plus 2. So -1 plus 2, and our value will be +1. So our input is -4, our output is 1. For the next one, it's 1/4 times 0 plus 2. So 1/4 times 0 will end up being 0. And nothing's happening to 2, so it stays the same. So 0 plus 2, the y value is going to be 2. Very good. Well, our last one, 1/4 times 4 plus 2. Well, these two fourths will cancel each other out, and they each make the value of 1. So if we do the numerator, 1 times our new number, 1. 1 times 1 is 1, plus our 2 that we had before, so we have 3. So our ordered pair is -4, 1, 0, 2, +4, and 3. Make sure you have this information written in your notebook. Well, now we're at the end of our lesson, and we're at the Your Turn page. What I want you to do is, in your notebook, create and complete with 3 or more values, like we did on this last one, a table to find the y value for each given expression. So basically, you're going to write a T-chart. You're going to have your x values, and you're going to have a number, and a number, and you need 3 or you can have more. And then you're going to do 4x minus 2, and you want to figure out what your y value will be. Okay, so you're going to do all this, show all your work to figure out this, this, and this value, and you'll do the same thing over here for part B as well. All right, tomorrow we'll go over the answers, and we'll discuss any questions you might still have. See you next time.